Jerry Seinfeld once said, "To me, if life boils down to one thing, it's movement. To live is to keep moving." My name is Claudia Mang. Good afternoon, honorable opponents and respected adjudicator. And today, here as the third speaker on the affirmative team, I'm here to convince you that the world is, in fact, moving faster today than it was yesterday. I would like to begin my speech with a few rebuttals towards my honorable opposition's points. My honorable opponents have talked about how my second teammate Tara's analogy is incorrect, as she is not accessing legitimate sources. However, this is a complete assumption, as my teammate Tara was actually using online encyclopedias, for example, Online Britannica, and newspapers such as the New York Times. And these are all really reputable sources that are, in fact, much faster to access because of the internet, because of advances in technology, and how they're now readily available for us, not just in a paper copy, but in a digital copy. And this is an example of how movement has increased in a sort of ideological sense, as my teammate Tara, and in fact all of us are now now have information available to us at literally the tip of our fingertips, as my teammate Tara has said. We literally can type in something in a Yahoo or Google search and have it come up instantly. How is this not faster than years ago when we had to go and search through thousands of pages of books before we found relevant information? This movement in information is far faster today than it was years ago, even just last year, because the internet speed is constantly improving. My honorable opponents have also talked about how the society is actually moving backwards in terms of things like war and conflict. However, I would like to read a quote from Ellen Glasgow, who was an American novelist, and she often commented about the changing world around us. She once said that all change is not growth, and all movement is not forward. And in fact, our team would like to strongly approve of this quote, and how movement does not necessarily have to be beneficial. The motion at hand is that movement is getting faster, not that movement is moving in a positive direction. And even if my honorable opponents were to argue things like war and conflict and combat, movement is getting faster even in those circumstances. Fighter jets, bombings, drones, they're all far faster than they were a decade ago or a century ago. Combat, even in combat, as my honorable opponent has pointed out, even in combat, motion is faster. However, that is not necessarily related to the motion, as the motion is that movement itself is getting faster. Not that society is advancing towards a better place or that movement is beneficial. However, movement is faster, as I and my teammates have proven in terms of transportation, globalization, and trade. As of 2011, the fastest steam locomotive, which is still considered an old form of transport, was still only able to reach 180 kilometers per hour. Now, a commercial jet plane can reach 574 miles per hour, and therefore it's over 3 times as fast as a steam locomotive was even 2 years ago. As you can see, even in the past 2 years, technology has advanced to the point where we can travel up to 3 times faster. And in terms of the advancement of the plane itself, it is now 88 times faster today than it was a few centuries ago when the Wright brothers first invented it, as my first speaker has already pointed out. This is all intrinsically linked to industrialization, and how everything such as social change and economical development in terms of trade and globalization and culture are all closely linked to technological innovation, which has all helped us to reach a world where movement is far faster. My honorable opponents have focused on how there is bad movement in the world, how there is bad information on the internet, how even though we can reach these faster, they're bad. However, whether or not this movement is positive or negative, it is in fact in itself faster. Therefore, I strongly conclude that the world is moving faster today than it was yesterday.